What if I told you that over 70 million Americans are silently battling insomnia right now? And you might be one of them without even realizing it. You think you're just a night owl. You think you're just stressed. But what if the real problem is much deeper and it's stealing more than just your sleep? Because here's the shocking truth. Studies show that even losing just 1 hour of sleep consistently can reduce your cognitive performance to the same level as someone legally intoxicated. So the question isn't why you're tired, it's how much longer can you afford to be. In this video, we're not just talking about sleep, we're unlocking the kind of rest that actually changes your life. And no, this isn't about melatonin gummies or white noise machines. It goes way deeper than that. Ready to see what's really keeping you up at night? Insomnia isn't just about feeling tired the next morning. It's about watching the hours crawl by while the rest of the world sleeps. It's about lying there at 3:14 a.m., wide awake, replaying awkward conversations from 6 years ago, wondering if you'll ever wake up feeling rested again. And in America, it's more common than you think. 1 in 3 adults report getting less than 6 hours of sleep regularly. That's not just exhaustion, that's a national crisis. Sleep is directly tied to your mood, your memory, your immune system, and even your weight. A restless brain at night becomes a foggy brain in the morning. And here's the worst part. The less you sleep, the harder it becomes to fall asleep. It's a vicious cycle that traps millions of people without them even noticing. Because sleep deprivation doesn't scream at whispers, and by the time you realize something's wrong, your mental health, productivity, and relationships are already paying the price. Let me tell you about Jeremy, a 34-year-old graphic designer from Austin, Texas. For most of his adult life, Jeremy wore his insomnia like a badge of honor. Sleep is for the weak, he'd joke, fueled by late-night energy drinks and an endless scroll through social media. But it wasn't funny anymore when he started showing up to work mentally foggy, missing deadlines, and snapping at colleagues over tiny mistakes. His relationships began to crumble. His partner left, citing his constant irritability and emotional distance. And still, he thought the problem was just stress. Until the night, his heart began racing out of nowhere at 2 a.m., and to convince himself he wasn't dying, that was the breaking point. He saw a therapist who asked him one simple question. What's the last thing you do before closing your eyes? Jeremy paused. The answer? I checked my phone. That habit seemed harmless, but it was fueling a storm inside his brain. Over the next few weeks, he ran a personal experiment. No screens, an hour before bed. The first few nights were brutal. He felt restless, bored, like he was missing something. But by night 5, something shifted. He slept, not just closed. His ice butt actually slept, deeply and without interruption. For the first time in years, he woke up and didn't hate his alarm clock. Now, if you've ever experienced that same 2 a.m. spiral, like Jeremy did, where your mind won't shut up and your body won't rest, I want to hear from you. What do you do when sleep won't come? Drop a comment with your go-to rituals or even your weirdest late-night thoughts. You'd be surprised how many people relate. And hey, if you're still watching, maybe hit that subscribe button. We're building a space here for real talk about sleep, stress, and everything in between. It's not about hacks, it's about healing. All right, let's get real. Solving insomnia isn't about lavender sprays or counting sheep. It's about rewiring your entire relationship with rest. And it starts with just 3 surprisingly simple steps. Step 1, protect your wind down hour like it's sacred. We live in a culture where productivity is glorified and rest is shamed. But your brain needs a buffer zone between stimulation and stillness. That means 1 hour before bed, screens go off, not dimmed, not muted. Off. Replace them with analog rituals. Reading a physical book, stretching, journaling your stress out of your system. It's awkward at first, sure. But this transition tells your nervous system we're powering down now. Step 2, anchor your circadian rhythm. Pick a wake-up time and stick to it, even on weekends. Your body craves rhythm more than it craves rest. The magic isn't in sleeping more, it's in sleeping consistently. Light plays a huge role here too. Get outside first thing in the morning, even for 5 minutes. Morning sunlight helps reset your biological clock and tells your body when to release melatonin later. Step 3, Address the root, not the symptom. Most insomnia isn't about sleep. It's about what's underneath your sleeplessness. Is it anxiety, financial stress, grief, unspoken fears? Don't ignore that weight. Talk about it. Write about it. If needed, reach out for help. Because sometimes the most powerful sleep remedy is finally admitting, I'm not okay. And that's okay. This isn't about perfection. It's about showing up for yourself, night after night. Healing your sleep isn't a one-night miracle. It's a practice. A quiet revolution you lead in your own bedroom. Stick around, because in the final part, we're tying it all together and giving you something deeper to reflect on. So let me ask you something. What if your insomnia isn't the problem, but the message? What if your body's been whispering, then screaming that something's out of alignment? That your pace is too fast, your thoughts too loud, your life too crowded with expectations that were never truly yours. Maybe you haven't been broken. Maybe you've just been overstimulated. And this is your invitation to come back to silence, to simplicity, to rest. Sleep is not just recovery, it's a rebellion in a world that rewards burnout. If anything in this video hit home, if even one sentence made you feel seen, drop a comment and tell us what keeps you up at night. Not just for the algorithm, but because someone reading it might realize they're not alone, and that might just help them rest tonight. If you're ready to dig deeper into how your phone is secretly hijacking your sleep, go watch our next video. It might just flip everything you thought you knew about harmless scrolling. Don't forget to hit subscribe, not for the numbers, but to remind yourself nightly that this healing journey has company. See you in the next video.